My dear colleagues, whilst it is our function to make laws for the good governance of Nigeria, but then for every law, there must be a clear purpose, a clear vision, a clear spirit behind the law. Now, if we ask ourselves one question, what is the essence of a national anthem? I would say, just like other national symbols, the national anthem represents the tradition, the history, the beliefs of a nation and its people. Hence, it helps evoke feelings of patriotism among citizenry and reminds them of their nation's glory, beauty, and rich heritage. So the question I will want to ask is, what does this old national anthem remind us of? What is the history behind the old national anthem that our brother, Honorable Professor, is asking us to adopt as our national anthem this morning? History dates back to colonialism.
That's echo.
And why did we go for a new national anthem? Because we wanted to lose ourselves from that colonial tie. And so the country set up a committee to look at the national anthem, and a new national anthem amongst competitors which filed in their suggestions. 5 of them were picked and put together, and that gave us the national anthem that we have today. Made by Nigerians, composed by Nigerians, and proper Nigerian national anthem. Let me also remind us that the old national anthem was authored by Lillian Jane Williams and composed by Francis Bender, both of them Briton. And after independence, we tried as much as possible to Nigerianize our actions. So, sir, today we are taking ourselves back to that old national anthem. Incidentally, I will even ask again, is this very important at this particular juncture in our national life? What value would it add to us as a nation? I think that these questions need to be answered. Nigerians are looking up to us for more fundamental issues that will cause proper change. Like Prof took us to history lane, that great men make history. What is the history that we are about to make? History that will change this country, or history that will take us backwards? There are several questions that are left unanswered. So I would stand this morning as a Nigerian, or this afternoon as a Nigerian, to say no to this act. I stand to oppose it, and I pray that we look at it critically and urge the sponsor, the House leader, to withdraw this bill and perhaps take a second look at it and represent same if necessary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I'm from Borno State. Mr. Speaker, I want to concur with the minority leader that actually Nigerians are looking up to us regarding this bill. Because somebody, and many of my types, in our early 40s, I don't know how this national anthem even affect the well-being of the common man in Nigeria. Let's be realistic. How this one will support the government to stop either hunger, banditry, or improve insecurity. To us, let's do what is beneficial to the common man, and this honorable chamber is the only, for now, standing on a formidable force, a point for the common man of Nigeria. So Nigerians are looking up to us. I concur with the minority leader. Let's look up something that will bring a development in the eyes of the international community to Nigeria. People are discussing nanotechnology, Internet of Things. We are still discussing national anthem. There was a saying that says, countries that rely on prayers and other things will always depend on the countries that do think. Please, let's think something that will bring progress, prosperity, stability to the economy of this nation and to improve the lives of common man in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay, let's hear from Honorable John.
Honorable colleagues, I'm a Babao Chibok Dambo Goza Federal Constituency, and with the leave of the House, acting Chief Whip on this sitting. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to commend Professor Julius Ihombere, the famous academician in this country, and at the same time the leader of this 10th Assembly, for bringing in the need for us to change the current way of doing things that is not yielding any positive result. It has been accepted widely, on one hand, scientifically proved to be positive, that if you keep on doing one thing without result, it's an indication of lunacy, and it may not lead to success. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we are all aware that the national anthem we have been singing is not what we have been practicing as Nigerians. You say, arise, O compatriots. Are we patriots? Who are the compatriots? Are we patriotic? Do we normally place our national interest against our individual interest? All these questions are supposed to be answered in as much as this current national anthem is working. Secondly, to serve our fatherland with love, strength, and faith, none of it happens. None. There is no love in the services we have been providing because our interest first, before the interest of the nation. That is why people are even leaving the country to go and show love to other countries of the world, to show their strength, their capacity, their intellectual capacity, their educational pedigree to other countries of the world, thereby leaving Nigeria. And if you ask them, they will tell you they are holding Nigerian passport, they are Nigerians, and they are ready to put their love, strength, and faith in the country. How many of Nigerians have faith in the country? Go and assess. Most Nigerians have lost confidence, have lost faith in the country. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that people are not happy on their faces. Thirdly, which is the last, the labor of our heroes past should not be in vain. Are they not in vain? My father is a retired Nigerian army. His own pension has not been paid promptly. And you are here telling people that their own effort, their own sacrifices should be taken into cognizance. Just payment of pension. You have not been doing that. Another thing, Section 5 of the Contributory Pension Act is clear that there must be group life insurance cover for each and every employee of Nigeria, and the sum assured must be 3 times total annual emolument of that particular employee. How many civil servants benefit from this immediately after their own death or permanent disability? Lastly, Mr. Speaker, we are all aware that our civil servants contribute their own either 7.5% or any percent agreed as their contributory pension that is deposited in their retirement savings account. Up till now, as I'm talking to you, there are a lot of civil servants who have retired. They could not even get the 50% of their deposits in the retirement savings account, talk less of having an annuity plan that can sustain their living before their death. So, Mr. Speaker, we keep on doing one national anthem, and we have not been adhering faithfully to it. For me, there is a need for us to have an alternative. Maybe it can work, because a clear indication of lunacy is where you keep on doing something and there is no result. This is my submission, and I want members, sentiment aside, to understand the reason why the current national anthem must go, and we must go back to where something that can work. Thank you, sir.